Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're completely deconstructing an absolute gym staple, the flat barbell bench press. We'll be diving straight into the precise biomechanics, drawing directly from the expert breakdown over at My Bolly Buddy Body. Look, so many people just jump on the bench, grab the bar, and push. But there is a genuine science to maximizing your gains and, crucially, keeping your shoulders safe. Whether you're stepping onto the gym floor for the very first time or you're a seasoned lifter frustrated by a plateau, the details we're about to unpack are literally game-changing. We're talking exact posture, precise biomechanics, and the flawless execution you need. Let's get into it. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. Setting up your grip. 2. Nailing the perfect bar path. 3. The mechanics of breathing and leg drive. 4. Scaling from beginner to pro. And 5. Safety first, the spotter. All right, section 1, setting up your grip, which is really about building your foundation. So the magic number to remember here is 84. The standard piece of equipment you'll be utilizing for a proper flat bench press is an 84-inch straight barbell. This 84-inch bar is literally the baseline for your entire setup. It's the standard canvas for your workout. Knowing your equipment inside and out is step 1 to mastering it, and understanding that you're working with this exact standard length, well, that allows you to position yourself dead center every single time you lay back on that bench. Okay, to execute the perfect setup on that bar, just follow these 3 steps. First, locate the grooves, those textured, knurled parts. Second, measure exactly 1 thumb's distance away from where the smooth metal meets that groove. It's an incredibly simple trick, but it guarantees consistency. And third, lock in a tight grip. The whole point of measuring this out is symmetry. If you just grab the bar haphazardly, you're risking a totally uneven press. By measuring that thumb's distance on both sides, you make absolutely sure neither side of your chest is working harder than the other. It's all about perfectly distributed tension. Moving on to section 2, the perfect bar path and precision execution. Your landing zone is absolutely crucial here. When you unrack that bar and start lowering it, you want to target right around your nipple line. You can bring it directly on top, slightly above, or slightly below, basically the dead center of your chest. What you absolutely must avoid is bringing the bar high up towards your collarbone. Honestly, touching the collarbone is such a common mistake, but aiming lower for that mid-chest area ensures you're actually using proper biomechanics. It keeps the tension exactly where it belongs and, most importantly, protects your shoulder joints from totally unnecessary strain. Now let's talk tempo, because it's just as critical as the path. This isn't about bouncing the weight off your ribs like a trampoline. Proper execution means you lower the weight completely, and then, and this is vital, you hold a slight quarter-second pause. Why a quarter of a second? Because it completely kills your momentum. You're no longer relying on a spring-like bounce. You're actually forcing your muscle fibers to do the hard work. After that brief stall, you explosively drive the weight straight back up. So down completely, slight pause, push back up. That right there is the rhythm of a flawless rep. Section 3, the engine, breathing, and leg drive. Look, your breathing pattern matters way more than people think. As the bar comes down, you need to inhale deeply through your nose. Think of this just like loading a heavy spring. You're pulling in oxygen and building up internal pressure as the weight descends. Then, as you push the weight back up, exhale forcefully through your mouth. Inhale through the nose on descent, exhale through the mouth on the ascent. It sounds super basic, I know, but syncing your breath with this mechanical movement gives your body the structural stability it absolutely needs to move heavy weight efficiently. And when you inevitably hit that brutal sticking point in a set where the bar just refuses to budge, your legs and core are your secret weapons. You need to plant your heels firmly into the ground. At the exact same time, brace your stomach and keep your core extremely tight. By doing this, you're transferring that essential pushing force straight from the floor, through your legs, through a rock-solid core, and right up into your chest. The bench press isn't just a chest exercise, guys. When the weight gets heavy, it's a full body transfer of power. All right, section 4, beginner to pro progression. So how you actually perform a rep changes based on your experience. If you're a beginner, you definitely need to focus on a full range of motion. That means lowering the bar all the way down to your chest and pushing all the way up to full extension. But advanced lifters, they actually take a completely different approach. They switch to 75% half reps, meaning you bring the weight down, but you intentionally don't lock out your elbows at the top. You're just repping up and down continuously within that 75% range to keep constant, unbroken tension directly on the pectoral muscles. Now keep in mind, this partial rep technique is definitely not for your first week in the gym. As the source breakdown specifically points out, when you're adding 2-3 plates, when you're in a big boys league, this is what you're gonna do. It's basically your secret weapon for maximizing muscle tension once you start moving some serious heavy iron. Which brings us perfectly to section 5, safety first, this spotter. This is non-negotiable. Whenever you're doing a heavy bench press workout, you must use a spotter. And a spotter isn't just a buddy watching you from across the room while they're on their phone. Your training partner needs to be positioned right there, directly above you. Their hands should be ready and close to the bar. Why? Because if that weight slips out of your grip or if your muscles hit absolute failure and just give out, that heavy iron is coming straight down on you. A proper spotter ensures you don't drop the weight and suffer severe damage. It's not just about getting a little help with your last rep, it's basic survival when you're moving heavy weight. So we've mapped out the exact science here. The 84-inch bar, hitting that nipple line bar path, mastering the quarter-second pause, and scaling up to those 75% continuous tension reps. You've got the blueprint. Now ask yourself before your very next chest day, are you actually bench pressing with optimal biomechanics, or are you just blindly moving weight around at the expense of your own gains?